The true mark of a champion is never revealed in the easy nights, in the highlight reel knockouts or the predictable victories. It is revealed in the chaos, in the moments where everything begins to slip away, where pressure mounts and doubt creeps in. For Isaac Cruz, those moments have not been rare interruptions in his journey. They have been the very foundation of it. Still young, still evolving, Cruz has built his identity not on perfection, but on resilience. Every grueling round, every unexpected challenge, every fight that refused to go according to script has shaped him into something far more dangerous than just another contender. There is something raw about Cruz, something unpolished yet undeniably effective. When he's backed into a corner, when the tide turns against him, he does not retreat into survival mode. Instead, he becomes more aggressive, more relentless, turning adversity into spectacle. Even in defeat, he refuses to give his opponent peace. That is the essence of his style, a suffocating pressure that transforms fights into wars and opponents into survivors. And it is often in these razor-thin battles, the ones that stretch to their limits, where Cruz becomes unforgettable. That truth was tested like never before when he stepped into the ring with Gervonta Davis. At the time, Davis was more than just a champion. He was a phenomenon, a knockout artist with a reputation that intimidated even the most seasoned fighters. For Cruz, the opportunity came suddenly, with barely 2 weeks to prepare. It was the kind of situation that breaks fighters before the first bell even rings. The odds were stacked heavily against him, and few gave him a realistic chance to survive, let alone compete. But Cruz did more than survive. From the opening round, he closed the distance, forcing Davis into a kind of fight he rarely experienced. Instead of being the hunter, Davis was being hunted. Cruz's compact frame, relentless forward motion, and willingness to absorb punishment in order to deliver his own turned the bout into a tense, grinding affair. Round after round, he pressed forward, refusing to be discouraged by Davis's precision and power. By the final bell, the result may have favored Davis, but the narrative had shifted. Cruz had gone the distance, pushed one of boxing's most feared names to the edge, and in doing so, announced himself to the world. It was not a victory on paper, but it was a breakthrough in every other sense. If that fight proved his toughness, the battle against Angel Fierro showcased something even deeper, his ability to endure chaos and still find a way to win. On paper, it was supposed to be a routine night. Cruz entered as the heavy favorite, expected to dominate. But boxing rarely follows expectations, and Fierro came prepared to defy them. From the opening seconds, the fight exploded into a relentless exchange. There was no feeling out process, no cautious strategy, just two fighters standing their ground and trading with intent. Cruz brought his usual pressure, unleashing combinations with ferocity, targeting the body before snapping punches upstairs. But Fierro refused to back down. He matched Cruz punch for punch, turning what was expected to be a one-sided affair into a brutal back-and-forth war. The pace was staggering. Punches flew in torrents, each round blending into the next as neither man gave an inch. Cruz's efficiency and power gave him early control, but as the fight wore on, Fierro began to find his rhythm. He adapted, countering more effectively, pushing Cruz back in moments that few had managed before. The crowd witnessed not just a fight, but a battle of wills, where conditioning, heart, and sheer determination became the deciding factors. By the later rounds, exhaustion threatened to break both men, yet neither slowed. It became a test of who could impose their will in the final moments, who could dig deeper when there was nothing left to give. Cruz, drawing on the lessons of his past battles, found another gear. He maintained his pressure, landed the more decisive shots, and ultimately did enough to secure the victory. But it was far from easy. Fierro had pushed him to a level few expected, forcing Cruz to prove that he could handle not just dominance, but adversity within a fight he was supposed to control. Then came the clash with Lamont Roach Jr., a fight that added yet another layer to Cruz's evolving story. This was not just a test of toughness or endurance, it was a test of intelligence, adaptability, and composure. Roach brought a different challenge, a calculated approach that disrupted Cruz's rhythm. From the opening rounds, it was clear that this would not be a straightforward night. Cruz pressed forward as always, but Roach met him with sharp counters and clever movement. The exchanges were tighter, more tactical, with momentum shifting in subtle ways. Then came the defining moment, a perfectly timed shot from Cruz that sent Roach to the canvas. It was the kind of explosive moment that can change the course of a fight in an instant, a reminder of the danger Cruz carries in every exchange. Yet the fight did not unravel for Roach. Instead, he adjusted, growing into the bout, finding success with counters and disciplined pressure. Round after round, the margins became razor-thin. Clinches, exchanges, and tactical battles blurred together, making it increasingly difficult to determine a clear winner. By the final bell, the result may have favored Roach, but the narrative had shifted. Cruz had again been pushed into unfamiliar territory, forced to adapt, and tested in ways that extended beyond his usual strengths. Across these fights, a pattern emerges. Cruz is not defined by dominance alone. He's defined by his response to resistance. Whether facing elite opposition, unexpected adversity, or stylistic challenges, he continues to evolve. There's a sense that he has not yet reached his peak, that each difficult fight is adding another layer to his arsenal, another lesson that will shape the fighter he becomes. And that is what makes his journey so compelling. He is not a finished product. He is a fighter in motion, learning, adapting, growing with every step. The setbacks do not diminish him, they refine him. The wars do not break him, they build him. As the road ahead unfolds, the questions only grow louder. How much further can Isaac Cruz go? Has he already shown his ceiling, or is there another level waiting to be unlocked? And when the next challenge comes, when the next adversity arises, will he once again turn it into something unforgettable? If you followed his journey so far, you already know. This story is far from over. So what do you think about Isaac Cruz's rise through adversity? Do you believe he has what it takes to become a dominant champion, or will these tough battles eventually catch up to him? And who should he face next to truly prove his greatness? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into boxing's most relentless warrior, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more stories that go beyond the surface.